Welcome into Sports Idiot Nation. Today is Friday. It is action packed. And speaking of action packed, NBA is back. And somehow, even after playing just 2 games, the defending champs, Oklahoma City Thunder, is actually 3-0. We'll find out how that happened. Also, we'll find out the intriguing and unintriguing matchups in the NFL. And we'll find out from Memphis J what his favorite karaoke go-to is.
Sports, comedy, pop culture, and everything in between. By idiots, for idiots.
Hey guys, I'm gonna need some help over here. I lost my shirt playing some poker with a bunch of riggers.
This is Sports Idiot Nation.
Sports, comedy, pop culture, and everything in between. Welcome back, sinners. This is Season 2 of Sports Idiot Nation.
Welcome into Sports Idiot Nation. Today is Friday. It is action-packed, mainly because of the Mafia, obviously. We got to talk World Series. We got to talk some NFL, college. I got to tell Miles why he is going to be pretty sad this weekend as my Bruins come to town. But let's start with the NBA. We welcome in, of course, Memphis J back to the show as we talk some NBA. What up, what up? So, all right, let me ask you this, Memphis J. Where were you? This is the NBA's JFK. Where were you when you first saw everything? And I mean, like, all these dominoes fall from this mob stuff, Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones. Did you see it? Just a news story on your phone? Did Sports Idiot Nation break it to you? How did you see it?
Wait a minute. So he's getting arrested. Like, okay. And then I was like, oh, wait, I got to go do my things. And I just had to kind of turn it off. And then I sit there cliffhanger, like, why is what's going on? You know, I'd barely seen the headline before I had to cut it off. So yeah, I've got an interesting one. I was at the dentist.
So I bet we'll all have contradicting stories. I kind of want to go around the room here as we have hit the quad box, my favorite. I'll start with Miles. I want to know what, like, as of now, Friday morning, what is the latest that you have? And I'm curious if, like, we're like, no, oh, that's not what I heard. Because I'll say this. This is where we're at right now. It's a bunch of he said, Patel said this. We're reading what Rachel Nichols said or this. It's like, it's so brand new. We're all so excited to talk about it because it's like, whoa, like huge news. You know, I remember I did a radio show on Mondays. Yeah. And the Sunday night, the Oscars, when Will Smith punched Chris Rock, I texted my buddy Caleb on the radio show and was like, dude, tomorrow's show is going to be amazing. Well, it's kind of like this now. It's like Christmas for a news story, a sports show called Sports Idiot Nation. Is this not the best story ever to happen? So, Miles, where are we at?
Pretty
Like,
idiotic.
yeah. So, Miles, where are we at?
So the real story is Kash Patel is a Portland Trailblazer fan, and he was sick and tired of the nonsense of Chauncey Billups, and he had to get him out of town. How else are you going to do it? Well, we're just going to make up this story that he's involved with all these other players to make it look like it's a cover up. It's just a steep thing. But the real story is he's a Trailblazers fan. And after they blew their first game of the year after having a double-digit lead at home and losing to Minnesota, the guy had to go. So why not lock him up? Other than that, the fake news that I'm hearing is that he's involved in some mafia ring with bringing in these big sharks, being like the face of it, to bring these guys in that have a bunch of money and then recruiting players as well to play at these translucent poker tables where they have these like X-ray Superman eye contacts that they can see through the table, and then they can see the cards like reflecting off it or some BS, I don't know, or maybe the cards are translucent, something like that, and they're able to pick up off of it. And then there's back and forth about whether or not it was just Terry Rozier, but maybe Chauncey Billups and like 32 other guys also involved with sports betting. Whether or not that involves point shaving yet remains to be seen, at least as far as I know. All I can say is Chauncey Billups, no way is he involved in point shaving because the dude just sucks at coaching basketball. So he loses most games anyhow. There's no way he was throwing those games.
Nailed it.
Yeah,
That's it.
what have you heard, Ti? Yeah.
We could just wrap the show now. Miles pretty much laid it all out. I've heard a few things. I've heard that apparently, what does Terry Rozier make, like $96 million a year or something? I mean, I don't know what he makes, but he makes a lot, and it just is not enough for him to feed his kids. So he had to pick up a second job, and it just happened to be in a illegal poker ring with the mafia, which is hey, some people pick up jobs as overnight,
pretty normal.
Stocking the shelves, at your local supermarket, or maybe you're working at Costco, just picking up a few hours here and there. Some people just join the mafia and illegal poker gambling ring. But I will say I'm not a huge poker guy. I do like poker. I do enjoy it. I will play if I have the opportunity, but I would never play at a translucent table with like translucent cards with people that have different colored contact lenses in. I would probably think something fishy is going on. And
That's
then
funny
another thing,
the fish. That's funny you say that.
Chauncey Billups was trying to recruit me to play cards. I'd be like, first of all, Chauncey, like, don't you have better things to do? So I think we need to get all the facts on this. But before we move on, I just have to say I cannot wait until Martin Scorsese gets the screenwriter for this, gets the film out there, because I'm already seeing, I don't know, Al Pacino. Al Pacino would be a good role on there on the mafia side. I don't know who would play Chauncey at this moment.
Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle.
Maybe LL Cool J. LL Cool J would be nice Chauncey. He's got kind of the same vibe. Although LL has a lot more muscles than Chauncey, but it's just Hollywood. Yeah, he would. You're right. He'd have to do some Christian Bale work there. Like from The Machinist, where you drop down to like 86 pounds or something. But other than that, I am glued to my seat of this because the last few weeks we've had like an international like jewel heist. We've had a mafia rigged poker tournament. We've got a crazy, insane like sports controversy. I mean, it's like we're reliving the 1920s all over again. So, man, what a time to be alive. What a time to be alive.
The script, I don't think is believable. I don't think like the writer of Ocean's 13 would see this script and be like, I don't know if this is believable. I'll pass. Like, this is so unbelievable. It's unreal. What's happening?
I find it's interesting you went straight to Ocean's 13. Like, wasn't that the all-female one? Like, isn't there Ocean 10, Ocean 11? You went straight to, like, 13.
No, I thought that was the one with the guys still.
I don't know. At some point, they went to all females,
Track. Yeah. That was a different one.
Had to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I know what you watch on your Netflix queue. We've already talked about it, so.
Yeah, that's before the show.
I've already said that you and my wife would get along great. You watch the same shows on Netflix.
Hey, as long as Friends is on there, I'm watching.
That's her all-time favorite show. I'm telling you, you guys would get along just perfect.
New Girl. So she likes New Girl as well.
She does.
It's New Girl. So, all right, Memphis J. Let's talk a little bit of NBA basketball. Here's what we know. Here's what we don't know. Type of things. I want to talk about Wemby because just in that opening game, he had a clip where that will be when they make the video
during the opening game.
Yeah, basically
another
blocked the shot with his forehead.
A lot of
dick grew 2 inches.
Yeah, I was gonna say a lot of Spurs.
I was like, maybe he's grown another inch.
I was gonna say a lot of Spurs fans grew at some extra inches watching that performance. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I could believe it.
Oh, they're online too. I'll tell you more about that. But no, the clip that they'll play in his Hall of Fame like video, hands down, this video clip of a 10-second clip where he blocks a shot, comes up with the rebound, is now the point guard or the point freakishly big center, and he does his thing like KD, step back 3-pointer and a foul against the guy who he just blocked the shot. He's trying to guard him. Like, dude, that's unbelievable. like to be that tall and have some shake and some bake and then hit a 3 and drop 40, 15 rebounds. Like, I think he also threw 10, I think he had 10 strikeouts, and I think he did hit a home run
I
as
think he
well.
also ran the concession stand during halftime. So I mean, he did it all. He absolutely
He
did
was
it all.
bored with the game plan because he knew he didn't need it. So he didn't go in the locker room for halftime. I did read that. He broke a record for most Pepsi sold per minute. So
Most funnel cakes
per
delivered
capita.
within an hour.
Yeah, because he could deliver so many through his arm.
Yeah. He's like just dishing them out there, you know.
Literally. Yeah.
Filling up the
So
stat sheet.
Memphis J, what is the odds makers for MVP for Wemby, or are you on somebody else for the season?
Man, I'm not gonna commit. Maybe he definitely has a chance. I'd say there's a couple of others, but
It's fair to say it's
it's
too
one of
early.
those things.
I'm throwing that out there.
It's
That's
one of
why
those
we
things.
do odds.
It is.
Do
Like
odds.
we were talking about. At this point, the Grizzlies are set to be undefeated and win the finals. So
Well, but so is
anything could
OKC.
happen.
They've won
That's
now
true.
2 double overtime games. They have won one at home and one on the road, as they beat the Pacers last night as well. To the
Right.
chagrin of a Warriors fan. Hello, I'm trying to watch them and
Waiting.
waiting. But yeah, I mean, I don't think the bottom line is I don't think it's SGA. He could have
Right.
a phenomenal year, but it's like, we already gave it to him. Is it too early for Wemby? Are we saying? Ti, what do you think?
I think it's too early to speculate on who actually is going to take the crown, but I think it would be asinine.
Too early in his
asinine to
career.
not-
I mean, too early in his career.
Oh no, not at all. He's a freak of nature, and
Year three.
He's one of those players that is slowly redefining the game and making teams fully think outside the box and how to guard him, how to defend him, how to even attempt to play against him. And now they're putting talent all around him. I mean, the Spurs are gonna be scary. They're gonna be a good team. But I think he could. I think SGA can. It just determines how many times the ref blow the whistle and give him free throws. Because he is a free throw merchant, but he's a great player. So you can't say that he is not going to repeat as MVP because, I mean, the Thunder have now played 3 games in 2. So they're already battle tested right out the
already
gate.
3-0. The Thunder are 3-0. Very fair. Everyone else is either 2-0 or
record says 2-0, but they've played 3 games. It's very weird. The math ain't mathin', but it's reality. But I would also say, I know I'm being a homer here, but we don't.
Here it comes.
The Grizz are throwing in a completely new offense. They are not full health. Was it Cedric Coward looked great off the bench last night, or 2 nights ago rather, and I mean, if the Grizzlies have a good season, Ja Morant already said beginning of the year, they asked him, he had his little chalkboard back to the NBA, and what's your style of play? He said, I'm a demigod. I think Ja's on a revenge tour, and I mean, he dumped 35 in the opener like it was nothing. Really took over in the third. So I mean, I think at this point it could be anybody's game. I mean, I do think in the NBA, unfortunately though, you have to really get the job done in the end to even be in that conversation. So it just depends on how the Grizzlies go for Ja to be in that conversation. But he's one of the top 5 players in the league when he's not acting like a fool. So
he's actually all about basketball.
He doesn't gamble much though, I don't think. At least.
I don't think
That's
so.
what he needs to. Bet on yourself. Yeah. Bet on myself.
Can't be gambling and carrying around guns. That just gets too.
But so
for bad stuff to happen.
So we'll see. But I can't. I would say like probably your 2 front runners favorites are definitely probably at this point SGA and Wemby. I don't think there's anybody that's going to take that next step this season that's going to be in that MVP conversation. I mean, we could be saying at the end of the year Luka could be an MVP candidate because I mean
he played. He came
out the gate. Came out the gate firing.
That's what I would say. A lot of it depends, not of course, on how the whole season plays out and where these teams go. But even if Wemby's scoring 40, 50 points a night, if the Spurs aren't winning and aren't really, getting to the playoffs, it'd be hard to give it to him. Embiid did not look good in the first game, the stats I saw. So I'm with you. There's not a whole lot more than 2 or 3 we could call out right now. I think a lot of it would be to keep in mind is with the coaching situation in San Antonio. They do have a new head coach, and we'll see how this plays out. But I think it's probably been tough on him, on the whole team, to have a coach that's kind of there but not, and a system that's was his but now being run by somebody else, and he's still kind of pulling the strings but not always there to know exactly what's going on. So I'm excited to see him. I think a lot of it has to do with the team around you too. What did you do with the team and what you were working with? So
I mean,
time will tell.
they've got Castle there now too. So I mean, they're putting a good little nucleus together.
Right.
If the only way Shea gets MVP is if he has a game every game like last night, so he dropped double
Right.
nickel. So if you got 55 points, but I mean, I think he'll come back down to earth, obviously, and settle in. And he's still a great player, but I just don't see. He's still not. It's crazy to me. I feel like he's not the biggest name out there, and somehow he won MVP, but he's not even Steve Nash or Steph Curry or these guys that have won like back to back. He's just not that, I don't think. Now again, if he's getting 50 points almost every game, there's just nothing you can do about it and you have to give it to him. But I think like a dark horse is there's that guy up in Minnesota that might have a say, because I think Ant has a chance to maybe break out again. Like last year was kind of a breakout year if he takes the next step, and the Wolves are the Wolves are pretty good last year, but if they're even better, I think you look at that. Is Giannis rejuvenated? Either that or he's going to leave. So what are we doing with Giannis? But yeah, I think after all saying all that, I will put my vote in for Wemby. That like in this too early to say. I think since it is too early, I think a decent take is saying Wemby, because good Lord, there is. I mean, Lively the other night, hands up. He's a tall guy, and Wemby, the look on his face was like, dude, that's all you're gonna do is just put your hands up. I'll just shoot over you, and one as well. Like it didn't even affect him. Like, gosh, and it looks like little tykes. The rim that's like plastic 4 foot that your 6-year-old. That's what Wemby looks like when he's catching alley oops. He's barely, he's like just George Mirjan dropping the ball in the basket like that. It's like not even. It's like unfair. The rim needs to go up at Spurs home games to make it fair. Like it's just ridiculous. So,
Or at
fun to
least, like,
see.
go back and forth a little bit when he's shooting.
Yeah, like at the
Carnival games.
pop a shot. Yeah, the last 30 seconds, the rim goes back and it's bonus points. Yeah,
Back and forth.
side to side. Yeah,
Don't give the NBA ideas.
right. Yeah, the mob might
Bet
get a
on
hold
it.
of them. Yeah, the mob might get a hold of it. We don't want that. Or do
What
we?
What about Miles? What about Miles though? Miles, who's your dark horse MVP?
Well, I really want to give a throwback to Joker, but he's off to a
Yeah.
slow start. But I think the one that I would say that is still a bit of a throwback, and Adam mentioned him already, is Giannis. Now that Dame is gone, now he went back to Portland, but he's not playing this year. We'll see with his head coach now under the arrest. What actually goes on
Hey,
with
they got
that
Tiago
situation?
Splitter. They got Tiago Splitter now coaching. That's
Yeah,
championship.
hashtag
I
can't
mean,
wait. Yeah, right.
Tiago
Bring in
Splitter.
I'd
Remember
rather
Stephen A.
have
Smith?
Detlef Schrempf. I'd rather have him as my head coach. Greatest German not named. I just went with Nowitzki. I had my once a month brain fart there. Not named Dirk Nowitzki. Give me my Detlef Schrempf. So I think Giannis has the opportunity to fill up the stats now that he is returning to being the one and only
And he's got
featured
2 brothers
figure
on
there.
the team now.
Oh my God!
So he's
Yeah.
super excited.
Maybe he can
What is-
donate. He can
what-
donate.
What in the world? Is this
What
take
is
your brothers to
happening?
work? Take
Yeah,
your brothers
dude.
to work, Nate.
Better than take your son to work. No, that's going.
It's his Christmas charity for the year, and he can donate a MVP to him if he pops off this year.
Do Greeks
Speaking
celebrate Christmas?
Speaking of Bronny, did you guys see that story about him cracking the Anthony Davis trade in the group chat? You see this story? So he apparently in the Lakers group chat, he got word that AD was being traded and threw it in there. And AD responds like, "Did these fuckers just trade me?" And then some of the other players thought it was a joke and thought AD was playing a joke. And LeBron James was not very happy about it. And I'm just like, I know that Bronny is a kid, but bro, you got to know better than to do some shit like that, man. Like, oh, you're gonna throw that in a chat that AD is a member of? Like, bro, like, oh man.
Wouldn't you just ask your dad? Wouldn't you just ask your dad first? Hey, Dad, you know how you run the team? Can you tell me? Can you tell me? Is this real? Is our bro getting traded, Dad?
I mean, can you imagine AD?
Not bro, brow.
AD's probably out at dinner or he's sitting there, he's having a drink, whatever, and he's just like, hold up, these fuckers just traded me? Like, oh man. I just thought, what a story. I know Bronny James felt like an idiot at that point. I mean, he's already an idiot anyway, I'm sure. But
he don't know the difference. He's totally clueless that he's a moron.
You're right. He's never had to do anything.
That is wild.
Dunning-Kruger effect.
I mean, he did average like 2.3 points at USC, so it's more than I did. So
baller, 55th pick overall.
We are talking NBA. We're not done yet. I want to take some time though. First, make sure Hoops Idiot Nation. Yep, maybe make sure check out the link. Get your shirts, your hoodies, t-shirts. Follow everyone on the Cineverse. Remember, new programs come out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Again, we're talking NBA. I want to tell you guys about my fantasy basketball teams. 2 different teams and 2 different situations. I'm in a situationship. And I want to get your take and get your vote on which scoring you would prefer. Because I'll be honest, I didn't know that one of the leagues was going to be different. And it's fascinating to me. So the first league that I'm in does scoring like so. You have your roster, you have your 3 utilities, and then a couple bench. And the way that you match up from a 6-day period with I'm team A and I play against team B, and the matchup is for 6 days, a series of games. And what the games are is points, head to head. Who had more points? And if I had the more points, then it's 1-0. The next game is rebounds. The next game is steals. The next game is turnovers. The next game is field goal percentage, 3-pointers, blocks. Okay, so it's 8 in all. It's 8. Now, I will say...
It's not even an odd number. You could tie 4-4.
Yes. And it could be 6-2 or 6-1-1. It can be. So it's like hockey.
Yeah.
But I will say I started off, I'm 8-0 as of now. I am ripping this guy to shreds. And when I say shreds, the score is like in points, it's like 256 to 141. Like I am just blitzing this guy. 17 steals to 6. 9 3-pointers made to 4. Like I'm just slapping this guy around. And I'm the only matchup in our league that is 8-0. Everyone else is like either 4-4 or 6-2 or whatever. But I thought that's pretty interesting, a way to do it. Now, the other way in my other league is set up a little bit more, as we'd say, traditional, where it's still team A versus team B, and it's still for 6 days, 6-day period. Every day you change your lineup. So if you have Steph Curry and he doesn't play, then you sub in Malik Monk or, what have you. So it's
Terry
still
Rozier.
that. Maybe not. But same thing
corpse
there.
of
But
Chauncey
it is a point system where a field goal attempt is -1. A field goal make is 2, which is kind of genius if you think about it. Because if you miss the shot, now it's negative. But if you make the shot, you're in the +1. So a steal is 1 point, a block is 3 points, a rebound is 2 points. So now, if Steph Curry has 30 points and he missed 4 shots, that's whatever, 26 plus if he had 3 steals, he has 29 points. Now you add that to I have Sabonis. Let's say Sabonis with that point system got me 50. 50 plus 34, that's 84. So if now that's my total is 84.
Too much
84,
math.
but
Too much math
yeah,
going on
but
for me
you
to
see what
follow.
but you see what I'm saying. It's not a matchup of 8 different games. It's just you add up all the points and let the chips fall where they may, as Chauncey Billups once said in an interview. So
Mhm.
my question is, Ti, start with you. Which one sounds more your speed?
Well, the first one that you shared with us, in the famous words of Mr. Horse, no, sir, I didn't like it. Didn't like it one bit.
What is it?
I don't like the breakdown. I don't like the first game is the points, the second game is the rebounds, the third game is I don't like that. That's
It's
just
interesting
dumb.
though, man.
I mean, whatever. I would rather just have it across the board like you're doing, or
Like
it's just
the second one. In the second one.
yeah.
You
And
love it
again,
because you're 8-0 right now.
yeah. And
So
well, Adam
that's
didn't
B.
say that
Davis.
he's playing against his 7-year-old nephew. He
Yeah,
left that
shout
part
out
out.
to B.
But
Davis then. The league that you like, the commissioner's B. Davis, friend of the show. He's been on. Eagles fans, we got to
Mhm.
slap that out of him. But he's running that league. And then
yeah,
my buddy Jamel, he got me onto the other league. He's a Patriots fan and a Spurs fan. So he sucks. But
yeah. I
I'm
mean, I
doing well
played
in both so far.
fantasy basketball for the first time last year. I just joined a random public league with a bunch of strangers. Didn't really have anybody playing. Just wanted to try it out. And I just, as much as I love the NBA, I just didn't enjoy it as much as I do fantasy football. Again, though, a lot of people do fantasy everything. I get it. So I've got some friends that are in fantasy baseball leagues. I'm just like, it doesn't interest me, fantasy baseball. But I used to be the same guy that would poo-poo fantasy football until I actually played it,
Sure.
I was like, no, I like regular football. I don't have time for fantasy football. And then one year a guy was like, hey, we need a 10th player or 8th player. I don't know, whatever. He was like, I'll pay for you to get in. And I was like, okay, cool. And I did really good. Had the best record, almost won a championship, came within this close. And at that point I was hooked. And that's just what happened. So maybe if I got in a fantasy basketball league with people I knew, I could enjoy it a lot more.
Yeah,
That's
I want to know though, have you done fantasy NASCAR before though? Being from Tennessee,
I
we'll have to ask
used
Trent.
to. Yeah, I used to until Dick Trickle retired. So
I gotcha. So that was when you were like 30 back in the early 90s that you were doing fantasy NASCAR. Gotcha.
I'd have to get on my dial-up AOL, get into a public NASCAR chat
No,
room.
that was the newspaper. You had to go and check the stats from there. Internet didn't exist yet.
Yeah, shout out to those old fantasy vets doing it through the paper, man. That was
Oh yeah,
pretty
that's
awesome.
how I started for sure. Hey, speaking of fantasy, Ti, I got to ask you, how you feeling this morning after watching Justin Herbert score you all those points whilst on your bench?
Well, as we said in the last episode, I did think that Mr. Herbert was going to stockpile that performance that he had, that career performance he had last game into this week and kind of get it rolling. So I'm not surprised. But as I have shared on this, as Adam says, program before, that entire team that I had, it was so decimated that at one point I was having to start Herbert and Lad McConkey and Quentin Johnson all in the same squad there, So this week, Mr. Lamar Jackson is back supposedly at full strength, and I do also have
We'll see.
Mr. Derrick Henry on my team, and I'm hoping that this gives him a resurgence as well. So I had to go back to Mr. Lamar, but I did keep Lad McConkey in there, and he had a pretty monster game. Shout out to the Exciting Whites.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Now, if I end up losing because of that, then of course I'll be dissatisfied.
We'll find out.
But it's not like I left him on the bench for like Jordan Love or Carson Wentz or something. I mean, I've got Lamar Jackson supposedly at full health. I will take full health Lamar Jackson over Justin Herbert probably 9 times out of 10, no matter what. So I feel like I made the right call. Doesn't mean that he's not going to. Doesn't mean he might not score less points or whatever. I mean, as long as I get the win, I'll be happy. The person I am playing this week is in last place.
Oh, that's demoralizing if you lose to him.
Yeah, they don't have a totally quality team. So we'll see what happens there. But anybody can win, man. Fantasy's crazy. It's like I said 2 weeks ago, I lost because freaking Jalen Hurts threw the interception at the goal line, and I lost by 7 points, and that would have put me up by 8. And then the week before, I win because of Jalen Hurts. So that's just fantasy, man. So we'll see.
Yeah, anyone
I mean,
can win.
I won last week because of Justin Herbert. So
Same.
we'll see.
Anyone can win, and for the last 5 weeks, I have been that someone. So that's been
Again,
good.
I mean, you're playing your nephew's league. We get it. It's okay. You don't have. You can act all big and bad, but we know who you're really playing.
Oh yeah. All right. So it has been 30 minutes. We are 30 minutes in. It is time to go through the timeline of Tua Tagovailoa's head injury, because that's the only thing I can explain is what has happened to that man, because every time he goes to the microphone, it gives us an opportunity at Sports Idiot Nation to have a ball. And this is what we're about to do. So let's
Just
review the timeline of him at the podium. I think it started, and Miles with sports autism will be able to correct me if I'm wrong. I believe where we're starting is he went to the podium and said, boy, with this team, it's guys not coming to meetings. It's where he threw his whole team under the proverbial bus, right? And it's like, dude, you can't say that. Everyone ripped him the next day, from former quarterbacks to Dan Patrick on the radio, to then his coach even said, yeah, he, Tua understands he shouldn't have said that. Like Mike McDaniel over the last month, his press conference has been, and life happens, and except on this press conference, he said, yeah, Tua can't say that. All of a sudden, he found his words perfectly to at least say that. All right, so we're starting there. Then we go to.
I love how you said uses his words perfectly, because you said what was the word you used? Peripheral, not the proverbial bus. And it's a short bus. It's the idiot short bus. He threw him under.
Fair, yeah. Hey, this is Sports Idiot Nation. Calm down, all right. So then, Miles, what's the next one? Because there's like 3. Then he gets up to the mic.
At least you didn't, Miles. At least he didn't say he literally threw him under the proverbial bus there. Because
right, that'd be the opposite play on words.
Yeah, we would have had to totally.
Like,
just
then he started. Well, Saban had comments after that, and I think that was my favorite part of it. That Nick Saban, who nowadays I figure keeps his mouth shut about all of it, is coming out talking about it as well. But I think mostly after that, it was just kind of fluff to kind of CYA, saying it's not as big of a deal as it was. And he probably threw some shade at Tyreek in there as well, but it's kind of like the tea leaves in there. And then it comes to
Cam,
wasn't it? I'm just a little guy. I'm
no,
just a
before that.
little guy. No, I know, but I'm saying I'm saying that all of that was just minor compared to, I think, this last one in my mind. So
but it
was
the Cam
funny.
Stuff,
I think it's kind of
but that's funny. Ti, that's not funny.
Well, he said, there are a few things he said. One thing he said is, it doesn't matter whether I throw 5 touchdowns or 5 interceptions. I still go home to my family, and it's like, yeah, bro. Every football player goes home to their family. It's your job not to throw 5 interceptions, okay? And you often throw 3 or 4 in a game, which is not normal, okay? So that was one thing he said. He did also backtrack on him, throwing his players under the bus. He was like,
that's what I was saying. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, which is so ridiculous. It's like, it's like he woke up and was like, oh yeah, my brain's working a little more since it's the early AM. I haven't had to think much. But my absolute favorite, because, I'm an Auburn fan and I love Mr. Cam Newton, always will. When Cam Newton was criticizing him, he's like, well, I'd like to see Cam Newton try to play a professional quarterback in the NFL. It's like, you mean the guy who literally broke Peyton Manning's rookie records, who was the rookie of the year, who was the MVP, who was one bad decision away from maybe winning a Super Bowl, not picking up the fumble. I mean, I do think Cam Newton has some head injuries himself, because they, as you know, they were just letting people drill him in the head. There's literally a game where Cam turns to the ref and is like, well, come on. And the ref's like, oh, you're big enough. You can handle it. Like, what? Like, No, you don't just allow people to drill them in the helmet just because they're a giant human being. So that was my favorite Tua quote, because I'm like, what is wrong with you? Did you think about that at all? I mean, you literally went to school at Alabama. You know Cam Newton existed. I mean, yeah, you're two different time frames, but don't act like you didn't know that he ever existed. I mean, I don't know. Tua is just, I saw a meme today. It was like, will somebody please take this mic away from this man at this point? Like, it's just, stop putting him on the podium, stop giving him a chance to speak, because he is just putting his foot in his mouth every single time he opens it.
The other good one was, did you guys see this one with Mike McDaniels again, where all of a sudden he was stringing along sentences pretty well. And he said, well, my prediction for the game, yeah, I guess let's not throw 10 picks.
Yeah.
He said that. Like, not throw 10?
He's like,
okay.
Today's a great day because we're one day closer to death and Tua no longer being my quarterback. Well, and he's not going to be employed by the Dolphins himself much longer anyways. But I think beyond that, like he said, the idiot stuff, like his brain's not fully working. We get that. But I love it more when he's rigging on himself. The fact that he's saying that I'm too short. Yeah, because of all the contusions right here. It's beaten down not just his brain, but it's beaten his like neck down into a spinal cord and it's shrinking him.
And that was the last thing he said, is like, why would you admit that, dude? Like, if you're a teammate, like, you don't want to hear that. Like, what are we talking about? Like,
you know that game of the carnival and like a Dave and Buster's, like whack-a-mole, you know, where you just like slamming the things with the mallet.
Yeah,
that's what's happening to him. It's just like going smaller and smaller, you know. Yeah,
that's a meme for Titans Idiot Nation right there.
Yeah, he's always, they always talk about him playing guitar and stuff. Like he's that guy that like shows up at parties like, hey, who wants to hear Wonderwall? You know, like nobody wants to hear it. Tua, please go home, man.
Let's get to some beef. So, Woody Johnson is the owner of, I guess we'll call it a football team. I don't know if you haven't won a single game. I don't know what you call it. There's just a group of guys hanging out on Sundays. Like, cool. Hopefully they got a good fantasy team. But he admitted at the coaches meeting, or the owners meeting, sorry, that he said, well, when we have a quarterback, you know, who's doing that, it's going to be hard to win games, and literally just spewing all this. Like, you're the owner, dude. Shut up. Like, have this talk with Aaron Glenn, because someone needs to talk to Aaron Glenn, obviously. But he's just saying all this, and now it puts Aaron Glenn in a weird spot, because now reporters go up to him and say, so we know how your owner feels about your quarterback not starting. What do you say? And he's like, hold on, the owner said that he doesn't want the quarterback to start. Well, he didn't say that, but he basically said blah, blah, blah. And now Aaron Glenn has to go on the defensive, and now it's a big thing. The Jets haven't won. It's like, dear Lord, who would want to get drafted for that team? Who would want to go to that team at all? It's just, that's the worst thing if you're an owner. Like, just to say, you know, just to get him on tape saying that.
I mean, one of their
Mendoza.
Yeah, right. More than likely, poor guy. Hopefully, he can throw the ball to Garrett Wilson, because somebody needs to. But one thing, there's two. Obviously, they both revolve around Justin Fields. But there's two things there that I think are hilarious. One, right after that, Justin Fields is like, I've never even met him. I've not even had one word. I haven't even spoken one word to Woody Johnson. You know, like that. First of all, that's a problem. Okay, that's a problem. That's your starting quarterback, and you're the owner of the team. And secondly, they just brought Justin Fields in, gave him like whatever, $10 million. I don't know what they gave him. No, I don't even remember what they gave him. They gave him a decent amount, and then just gave him the keys. They're like, we don't need any competition. Like, you were the number one pick in the draft. I mean, there's a reason why he's no longer in Chicago, you know. And it wasn't because they wanted Kalen Williams. It was just like, oh, he's not the dude. And how do you bring in a guy like that, go ahead and give him the keys, not have any camp competition, and then expect it not to backfire in your face? I mean, come on, man.
And he went to Ohio State. Like, come on. How's that going to go?
I mean, and Dylan, Garrett Wilson, right? Garrett Wilson's from Ohio State, if I'm not correct, right? Like,
well, receivers and running backs can do well, but name me a single quarterback that from Ohio State. Look what Jaden Daniels is even doing. Well, no, he's not Ohio State.
He's LSU.
Stroud.
CJ Stroud.
Stroud is kind of taken, and hopefully this week, you are all, by the way, Niner fans, excuse me, as
Well, if we
the
we can
Texans
go
are
back
playing.
to like the last 75 SinCasts where I had said that I'm predicting the steep decline of CJ Stroud. So I called that
Right.
last season, beginning of last season. Now we're seeing the third year of it.
I thought you were just a hater.
No, it's just, again, what do we say all the time? Tape, NFL tape. Once you have tape on a
They
guy,
get film on it.
yeah, you have the
Jaden
best.
Daniels.
I mean, I know that there are some crappy defensive coordinators out there, but there's a reason why a defensive coordinator in the NFL exists, because he knows how to basically scheme against an opponent. When you have a one-dimensional QB like CJ Stroud and some of these guys, granted, Justin Fields is a fantastic runner, but he's a terrible passer. You know, CJ Stroud is not really a runner. I mean, it's easy to scheme against these guys. So that's my thing, man. The Jets just really shot themselves in the foot on purpose, and maybe they're tanking. You know, they need to. If they are, they need to trade Breece Hall. They need to trade Garrett Wilson. If they're tank, they need to embrace the tank, because those guys don't deserve to be there. Both those guys are great players and need to be somewhere where they're going to be utilized, in my opinion.
Well, they can't win at all, because then the Titans are hot on their heels, so they need to go 0-17.
Titans are shooting to
I
be
think it's ass.
Yes.
Hot on their ass.
Hot on their ass. Right. I think the Titans are really aiming to be, I think, the 5th or 6th. I think it's the 5th team in NFL history to have back-to-back number 1 picks. I think they would be the 5th. If not, they would be the 6th. But I know it's something of that nature. So you can do it in the words of Rob Schneider and Waterboy.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Yeah. Tell them about the new shirts, T.I. Tell them.
Oh, yeah. So I was on Twitter this morning, X. I will all forever call it Twitter.
Me too.
And one of the guys commented on one of the videos that I'd shared. He shared the video and commented. Had a pretty good thread going with a couple people on there. Speaking of, I'm sorry if anybody follows me on X. I am not very good at it. I never have been. But I get on there and I'm like, I have all these notifications and stuff. And I even asked one person, I said, I'm sorry, I saw your reply. I don't know what post this came from. And he's like, oh, that was about the Mark Sanchez thing. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, wild story. Like, how that was like 3 weeks ago. Sorry.
Yeah, cool.
So I apologize for my followers on that.
13 years ago.
But he was like,
Putting
hey,
the idiot in jerk.
Yeah, he said, hey, word on the street is that Amy Adams Strunk caught wind of your We Ash shirts, and knew a lot of people wearing them in Allegiant Stadium, because a lot of Titans fans already had them and were wearing them, to the Raiders game. And they said Raiders fans absolutely loved it. One of the guys said that the Raiders fans were taking pictures with him and everything, So you guys need to send me all these shots. But anyway, supposedly Amy Adams Strunk got it told security people start sending them away. So I kind of put online, hey, is this any truth to this rumor? Anybody experience it? And a lot of people did. A lot of people did experience. Granted, NFL has a policy, especially the Titans, they don't like profanity on shirts. But I have worn my Bud Adams shirt that has him flipping the birds and it says "Remember the Titans." I've worn that to many Titans games and never had any issues. So I think it's just matters on what security line you're going through and if there's a lot of kids around. But long story short, supposedly a lot of people were told, hey, you're going to have to flip your shirt inside out. Some people said they wore jackets, were covering it up. Other people said they didn't experience any problems at all. So I decided to go ahead and put a family-friendly version out there, and just substituted the word ass with an actual donkey. And it had to, of course, put the blue shades on it. I've got people commenting.
He's showing his
showing his ass. But now I got people on the page like, oh my God, who made this? And I'm like, me, obviously. It has.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. It's on my page. I have a link. There's even people like, where can I buy this shirt? I'm like, there's a fucking link in the post. Like, they're just so ecstatic about that new ass. They just love that ass in front of them. But yeah, so anyway, I had to make a family-friendly version just for Miss Amy. Maybe send her one for Christmas. I'm enjoying my new role. I've turned heel. I'm enjoying my new role as a Titans villain. I really haven't played the villain in a while. It's probably going to hinder my chances to become Titans fan of the year next year. But you either die the hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. That's where I am at.
And there it is.
People just
out of all years, this would be a good year to be a villain for the Titans against the Titans. And I don't know that it's really going to hurt you. The Titans are their own villain this year. So
well said.
Nailed
it. Yeah. T.I., did you see my comment on that shirt? It's not we ass, it's we donkey dick.
Yes, I did. I did see that.
That's for the back of the shirt. That's what it should say.
See, I try to
Keeping it a
tell.
buck. Keeping it
I
a
try to
buck.
tell people they're like, look, Ti's talking to himself again. And I'm like, no, there are other admins for Sports Idiot Nation. It is not just me. I promise. I'm not just talking to myself back and forth. Sometimes I do.
Even though, sometimes, even though I
to make
know
people
sometimes
laugh.
it's you. Yeah,
Just to
exactly.
make people laugh.
It's fair. It's fair.
But
I did that.
But yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Cold out. Just wear your jacket over it. You alluded to it earlier. Just wear your damn jacket over it. Once you get in the stands, you ain't gonna get caught. They're gonna start kicking people out. If they're starting kicking people out of the stadium, that'll become a national news story. So good news for you.
By that time of the year, there's only going to be like 12 fans in the stands anyway. They're just hoping people are buying popcorn at that point,
Yeah, and
so
Pepsi.
Popcorn's ass.
Titans fans are really buying popcorn just to choke on it and die. They're not really interested in eating it, but yeah, I will say after after the game. Well, it's not a Tennessee Vols. It's not a Tennessee Vols game, so they're not really throwing like mustard on the field or anything. But I will say that
game.
I would rather see some dildos thrown on the field. But after the last game on Sunday, we had another surge of the sales. I was like, oh, this is great. And then yesterday throwing that shirt out there, man, people are buying it. There's a lot of people who are like, oh, I like this shirt even better. I've had people ask if they can get discounts for being multiple purchases. I'm like, if it wasn't third party drop ship, Brent, sure, but I ain't got control over that, my man. But I appreciate your service there.
Good try there.
And then I've seen some older women, some gray hairs in their profile pics saying, I absolutely love this shirt, and they do because, there's a lot of people just don't want to wear a shirt that says ass on it, even if there's one that's censored. I have the regular one, we've got the censored one, and now we have the family friendly one. So, and once we hit 36,000 followers, I have another shirt idea that is coming out, but
okay, we got to wait and see.
Don't want to give it away on the show, but we are about 300 followers away from 36,000. So,
okay,
hang in there, kiddos. As Sam
says,
Jackson,
3-6 Mafia.
maybe not. We'll see. But in the words of Samuel Jackson, hold on to your butts.
You gotta have a cigarette.
Or ass.
Yeah. Hold on to your ass.
My
that
what?
was too easy.
Yeah, that was.
Or donkey dick. Either way.
Let's keep these motherfucking ass off my motherfucking shirt.
So before we get to NFL and college matchups, let's skip over real quick and end with football. Let's get to baseball because tonight, are we giving the Blue Jays, who are starting a rookie who has 3 starts under his belt, so that they can give Kevin Gausman a full regular week of rest or whatever? Are we giving the Blue Jays a shot in hell to win Game 1 tonight against the Megatron of baseball? I just hate the Dodgers, man. Like, I'm so sad. Miles, do you give them a chance tonight?
Not a chance in hell. A chance in Toronto. It's still no.
It's the same.
This is going to
Canada.
It's going to be the first of 4 games in the first true World Series in 32 years. Unfortunately, that was one of the greatest World Series of all time with Joe Carter's Game 6 walk-off. This one will end in 4 games with the Dodgers wrapping it up 13-4 at home. I'm already upset. Seattle, that was my bandwagon. I shouldn't like Seattle, but damn it, those ocean green jerseys just do something to you. And then they got the trident straight to the neck, and now we have to deal with upstart Toronto, which would have been fun had they played a team like Milwaukee, but now we have to deal with yet again the Dodgers taking 3 in 6 years, and they're going to do a freaking 4-game sweep, and I'm not here for it. Let's move on to football, shall we?
Yeah,
time for football, I guess.
Yeah,
what do we say?
I threw up in my mouth just thinking about that 3 and 6 there. Ooh, but I hate to bet against a good BJ, but I don't think they
It's
stand a shot in
Canadian.
hell unless they are willing in the 7th inning stretch to sacrifice Drake out on the middle of the field. I don't think it's going to happen. I think K Dot's going to take that. K Dot and his Dodgers are going to take that beef. So
Not like us
I
at
know.
all.
I know. Memphis J is the Tampa Bay. He's a Tampa Bay Ray. Memphis J, the Tampa Bay Ray. I think he just likes it because it all rhymes, pretty much, being the hip hop head he is. But
They are very bad. They are also bad.
Who do you think? You think the Dodgers are going to even lose one game, or you think they're going to sweep them as well?
Man, I'm gonna go with y'all. All right. I think the Dodgers lose one. I'll give the Blue Jays credit on that, but I'm gonna go with I'm
Vlad
gonna defer
Guerrero.
to y'all's
Gentleman
baseball
sweep.
intelligence here.
Gentleman sweep.
Once you get past a certain
Because Tampa
point
got
in
none of that.
I got nothing. I don't know anything.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
I'm
think
deferring
Tampa
to y'all
Bay
on this one.
Tampa Bay is more likely to actually play a full season in the city of Tampa than the Blue Jays are to win this World Series.
yeah, I used to
In their
call
own
the
stadium,
Yankees.
that is.
I used to call the Yankees the evil empire, but
daddy.
it is clearly LA now. LA is the evil empire now.
For sure. I thought you were going to pull up Pedro Martinez and say, I used to call the Yankees my daddy. That was such a great press conference. There's nothing else to do but call the Yankees my daddy. Like, what?
That's like something Tua would say. Like, that's a Tua moment before Tua. That was a prequel to what Tua says on the mic now.
That's
right?
too many consecutive words strung together for Tua, though. I don't think he's going to put that. I don't think he's going to make it through that. So,
all right, time for let's swing back over to football. Miles, you tell me why UCLA could make you nervous. Let's get into college football.
Well, you still have a 5-star quarterback and you have a competent head coach now. And jacked up offensive coordinator. He looks like a 4-year-old blonde kid, but damn it, his daddy. His dad, that call him his daddy for CBS.
New Heisel.
IU's still going to win this football game, but the spread being 25.5 points against a 3-1 team that's won 3 straight is balls out ridiculous. There is no way in my mind, if as a bettor, I channel my inner Chauncey and Damon Jones
right,
and
legal.
Yeah, I can do that here in the state of Texas.
FBI
it is allowed.
Could be watching us.
I've checked my civil rights. Say I can gamble on these games, but I don't. I do not bet on my own team nor against ever. But 25.5 as a spread. IU, sure, they can win this game by 4 scores, but to assume they're going to and put money on it is a financial disaster. I think IU ends up taking this game in third quarter. I think pull away, win it by 17. But UCLA, after this, why not make a bowl game? You guys have the talent, obviously,
which is crazy to think.
And now you have a coach willing to play for. Your guys are willing to play for. And the big reason for it is they let Nico open it up. And I think your biggest question is, why does it make me nervous? Well, IU's been gashed by a couple quarterbacks this season. If Nico gets the time behind his offensive line, then he could run for over $1 this week. The real issue for y'all, though, is you ain't got no GD pass rush at all. IU's got a great offensive line, and, well, we have maybe the future quarterback of the New York Jets on our team. I feel bad for the kid, what's going to happen to him after this season. But for now, Heisman Doza about to drop a few dimes on UCLA this week, so that can fuck you.
You heard it here first. T.I. Vanderbilt, Mizzou.
Mm-hmm. Good game. I wish I could go down. College game day is going to be there. Would be a lot of fun. It's 10 minutes from my house, but my son has a soccer game in Murfreesboro, so I am not going. I'm sad about that, but I got to support my family. Got to support my family. Speaking of, if anybody would like to take my place, I will let you know what soccer field he's at, what time, and I'll let you know.
Yeah, I got to provide for my family, but I'll split.
Yeah,
I know a milkman that'll take your wife.
Yeah, let you say. I think that was the same one that Michael Jordan's mom visited when Jimmy Butler was born. So
Butler.
Conceit.
you know, a
Conceit.
lot of people,
Yeah.
a lot of people
Hey,
thought it was
he's had
Harold.
2 good games this year already.
Well, a lot of people
Jimmy
thought it
Butler.
was Harold Miner, but it was actually Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
But no, but again, if anybody wants to go, I will let you know if it's your what snacks you need to bring. But no, in all seriousness, I'm looking for Vandy to run this. Auburn just almost beat Missouri, and Missouri, double overtime there, missing a field goal. You're not going to be able to play like that against Vandy. We have already seen it.
It's weird to say.
I mean, yeah, it is weird. The Alabama game, like we said, they were hanging with them. Of course, Alabama ran away in the end, but that's probably going to happen to the majority of teams that Bama faces. But my money's on Vandy to kind of control that game early and then just control the clock. A lot of Diego Heisman poses and a lot of just lowering your helmet and just pushing Mizzou back. I know our pal Austin Huff, Cork Bats, wouldn't like to hear that because he is a Mizzou grad and a Mizzou fan. But Vandy looks tough, man. Vandy looks tough. We need Vandy to steamroll in so that Tennessee Vandy game is even more juicy. So I'm going all Vandy on that one. I don't think Mizzou stands a chance. But I do have the kiss of death, so let's hope that I'm not wrong.
Any kiss of death for Ole Miss and Oklahoma? It's another pretty good matchup. On paper, maybe. I don't know.
Ole Miss is going to be mad, that they let that Georgia game get away. So I don't think Oklahoma's as good as their record indicates. I mean, they had to cheat against Auburn to win.
Oklahoma.
So
it's at Oklahoma. Do you give?
That's true. Yeah,
Home cooking with them refs.
Yeah, well, they already allowed the cheating touchdown and then sent Auburn a Christmas card apologizing. Sorry. Sorry about that. We missed that one. It's okay. So we'll see. I mean, it'll probably be a good game, but yeah, I'm gonna say Ole Miss, man. I'm gonna say Ole Miss wakes up from that and realizes they are a lot better team than they finished against Georgia.
So Memphis can be a spoiler. They are not ranked, but if they win against South Florida at home, maybe they'd be ranked. They'd be 7-1. Wouldn't Memphis be 7-1 if they beat South Florida? South Florida's ranked 18. I don't know anything about Memphis, but I assume you do, bud.
A little bit. I'm not following it as close as I have in years past. Just all this crazy stuff going on in the NBA has been keeping me busy.
That's fair, yeah.
Yeah, Memphis was undefeated until this last week, and it was kind of sad. I wasn't watching the end of the game, but I was watching the score, and I was just
That's
getting
why they
mad.
lost.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Freaking A, dude.
Oh,
Your fault.
No, I mean, the
They're all
only
gonna
one,
laugh
the
at you.
Titans one was when I watched and took my Titans jersey off. So I think I just got to watch and
Ooh.
take off the memory.
Say it slow. Say it slow like.
All right, let's talk.
That's actually a Memphis Oilers jersey. You mean? Yeah. For the half season they played there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Memphis Jay wasn't paying attention to the game because he was too busy on his OnlyFans account there, taking his jerseys off and talking hoops to his followers.
He was getting with Tua on OnlyFins.
But yeah, I think Memphis should be ranked if they were to beat South Florida, but South Florida is really good as well. Yeah. So we'll see. But I think losing to the Blazers automatically means that you have to beat 2 ranked teams to be back into the top 25. So, it'd be a little tough. We'll see. But it is a great season for Memphis, and it's a good story. I was really hoping that they could just keep running the tables. But that UAB loss is a black eye. It's a black eye for sure. It's
going to be
also,
the de facto.
It also, in a way,
playoff game.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think at the same time, though, it also opens up a little bit of. You've kind of taken a little bit of the pressure off that you can just play football and not be so worried about is it going to be absolutely perfect, maybe you can just play and not be so caught up in, we haven't messed anything up so far. Either way, though, it doesn't look good losing to a team like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good take. Yeah,
because if they lose, they're done.
Yeah, absolutely. But that is a good way to look at it. It's like if they were to continue the ride, every game is going to get more critical, more crucial. They're going to be stressed more. Players are going to overthink things. Now they can just kind of sit back and go, "Hey, well, we're not winning the national championship, so let's just see what else we can do the rest of the season." Not
Right.
that they were going to win
And
that
I mean,
championship. Let's be real. But
sometimes it's good to get shown some of your weaknesses or get really fully tested by having to come back from a defeat like that. So we'll see. A lot of that, just comes down to matchups and health and all of that too.
Yeah. Let's shift over to NFL. There isn't, I'll be honest, this might be one of the worst weeks as far as intriguing matchups because just so you know, Jets Bengals is not intriguing, and that's some of the games that we're stuck with. But I want to go to a few that are intriguing, and we'll start with honestly with the Cowboys because honestly in that later frame, the 4:25 Eastern time, um the Cowboys at Broncos to me is intriguing. Um, the defense of Denver, they're kind of stringing it together. They're winning obviously some weird games. They won the weirdest game in NFL history, maybe you could argue that game that they won against the Giants. And the Cowboys, again, we talked about earlier before the show started that I was giving flowers to Tua, and now keeping in the NFC East, it's time to give flowers to Dak Prescott for simply not sucking. I'm not going to overly give him
um,
flowers, but he has
fir-
not sucked. He
first
has.
of all, Adam, I don't know if it's Tua or you has more head injuries, but you did not give any flowers to Tua. You gave flowers to Jalen
Oh,
Hurts. Um, do you,
Tua on my
Miles?
mind.
Miles, do we need you to
Yeah,
step in
I
and
got
finish off
CTE in the
hosting this
brain.
episode?
I
Because
got Let me work out
next
the
thing
kinks.
Yeah,
next thing you know, Adam's going to
last
be
episode
talking.
went pretty well.
Yeah, next thing you know, Adam's going to be like, "Yeah, I'd like to see Joe Montana try to play quarterback in the NFL." You know.
Yeah. Cam Newton, have him
Yeah.
come back.
All right, come on,
More
Adam.
competent than Tua
Adam, wake
Oh,
up.
and
Wake up.
okay.
alive.
I was concussed. Or what's that? The super fans? I'm just having a heart attack. How many is that for you? Oh, it's a baker's dozen.
Bigger doesn't. Yeah.
The super
That's something to
fans.
shoot for.
Ditka. Yeah, something to shoot for. Yeah, he did say that. That's good.
Bears.
All
Go
right,
Bears.
so you are correct. I did not even catch that. That's funny. But okay, back to the Cowgirls. They, with CD back and the offense clicking a little bit based on what Dak is doing, this is why I think it's intriguing. Let's go around and say one X factor and who wins. Ti, let's start with you.
I'm going to go ahead and say this first and foremost and get it out of the way. If you go look at the top touchdown leaders in the NFL right now, 3 of them are Dallas Cowboys skill players. Who is the guy? Like you said, you're giving him his flowers. Who's the guy behind the helm there? You got Jake Ferguson, you got CeeDee Lamb, and you've got Javonte Williams. Now, granted, I know Javonte is the running back, but still, that man's handing the ball. So I just got to say, Dak is the X factor. The team has good skill players, but Dak is the X factor. We always want to laugh at him because the Cowboys choke. But anybody who's ever had Dak as their fantasy QB knows he puts up good numbers. I mean, I've had him many years and been very satisfied with his performance on Sundays, whether he wins or loses, because they're always in a shootout because they never have a defense. So,
Yeah,
I mean, Dak is the X factor there. So that team goes as far as Dak Prescott takes them. That's my opinion.
All right, so Dak's the X factor there. Memphis J, what do you know about Broncos Cowboys?
I'm going the same. It really comes down to how well Dak plays. Definitely when it comes to the Cowboys, it seems like that he's the X factor. So I'm doubling.
Now,
that.
are you guys? I forgot. Are you guys calling Dallas the winners for that game? You have them winning then?
I would
saying
I
that
would
Dak
think so.
does well.
I mean,
Yeah.
we'll split hairs here just for the sake of argument. I'm going to say that the Broncos continue rolling because anytime you come back from a game like that, you've got some momentum, you've got some big, energy rolling there. So I think the defense, like we said, is coming together. I think they're getting sacks. They get Dak a few times, and he throws a pick. Maybe it's pick 6. They're already looking behind. Like I think the Broncos can win the game. I think Dak, like I said, they're always in a shootout because their defense sucks. So I think that it could be another 40-35 type game, but I think Broncos are going to pull it out, man.
Miles, what's your X factor and who wins?
So I am moving to another town over next month, and that town is named after the kicker for the Dallas Cowboys. Yes, that is Aubrey, Texas.
Okay.
And the fact that they are playing at altitude anytime, and it really doesn't matter that they're even playing at altitude, damn it, they just happen to be
these
so.
days. Yeah.
Anytime you move across midfield, the Cowboys should be scoring points. The issue is, I think, with playing at altitude, I don't think the Cowboys are going to be able to control the tempo offensively as much as they have been as of late. Yeah, they're still going to put up points, but I think the Broncos defense and Surtain and company are going to shut down much of what Dallas assumes they're going to be able to do now with CD Lamb back. I don't think he's going to be at full strength. I think he's going to be a bit of a shell of himself. So I think it's the other side of the ball that's going to be the biggest factor in this game. And then I think Bo Nix is starting to get a little confidence. Not that he's been balling out, but the fact that they still
the
find
fourth
ways
quarter
to win. And
last
yeah,
week.
right. And I get that. Not balling out a full game, but I'm saying he's getting that confidence based off of the end of last week in a game that they should have handled easily. But I think that's going to carry over to this game, and the Broncos win this game by 10.
Wow. So I would
one
be
thing I
surprised
want to
if they win by
say,
double digits.
well, I was going to say, Miles, one thing I want to say about you calling out Aubrey, that's a great take for sure. I did see a stat that he is the first kicker in NFL history to have 6 60-yard field goals. I mean,
It's
Dude,
insane,
what
dude.
are we doing?
It's unbelievable. And
He's been in the league 30 seconds, I swear.
And supposedly the story is like he was just sitting at home with his girlfriend. I think his girlfriend at the time. I don't think he was married. I don't know if he's still married. I don't know if he's married now. It may just be still his girlfriend. But supposedly he's just watching TV and he was like, I can do that. And his girlfriend was like, well, why don't you? Go do it. You know, like she wasn't like, she wasn't like making fun of him. She was like, yeah, I think you can too. Get out there. And then here we are.
You know his background, right?
Yeah,
what he was doing before sitting on the couch.
He was a soccer player, I think, in college or high school. I think most of his career, wasn't he?
Well, he got drafted in the MLS.
Yeah,
so he was on Kansas City for like half a season. He just, things didn't pan out. But it's like, if you can kick a soccer ball pretty far, you can kick a oblong shaped ball pretty far too.
Yeah. I've said before, my high school team, me and my friend Mr. Clay Bush, we were the co-MVPs of our team and co-captains. Our team would pick an offensive MVP and a defensive MVP. Very weird, but I was naturally the defensive MVP because that was my specialty. But he wound up getting convinced to kick field goals for our football team his junior and senior year, and he set state records for most consecutive kicks. He got offered scholarships. He just was not a football player, and he's like, I don't want to keep playing football. I'm like, no. And he got a scholarship offer from MTSU and other schools, So,
wow.
You're telling me you're the
crazy,
defensive guy? I thought Captain Stabbin could always score.
Well, that was my college nickname.
I never thought that.
I was a defensive on the field. I was a defensive specialist, but off the field, I was an offensive weapon.
And off the field, I was a diva.
You were offensive. You were offensive to women. You just said what?
But no, I mean, it's soccer players too. They have that leg, man. If you can really boot it, you can do wonders in the NFL as long as you're accurate. We've seen people that can kick the shit out of the ball, but they have no accuracy. And then we've seen players like Aubrey come along, and you're just like, whoa, And then we've seen people like
boot it, they will pay.
What's the opera singer who's now sexual offender, but Justin, whatever his last name was, I already forgot about him. Justin, not going to work here anymore. That guy. I mean, we've seen him boot freaking nearly 70-yarders. So I mean,
Tucker.
Yeah, Tucker. Yeah, Tucker up, baby. Yeah, Justin Tucker. Talk about ruin your career.
Someday.
Him and Deshaun Watson are going to go on a road trip together and see what kind of trouble they can get into.
Start a business, yeah. Then you have Eddie Pinheiro for the Niners broke the franchise record for most consecutive kicks. Just not long ago, Robbie Gould had set that. And then we draft a kicker, goes all bad, and now we just sign a guy off the couch who quit soccer for his dad because he knew he'd make more money and wanted to retire his dad so that he wouldn't have to work anymore. And he bought him a house. Success. It all worked out. But so Eddie Pinero's got a cool story too.
You called him last show Eddie Money. Is that what your San Franciscoites are calling him? Eddie Money. I like it.
That's what they are. Yeah,
I like that. That's a great nickname for him. He is on fire.
He's a great interview. He's funny.
He hasn't missed, right? He hasn't missed at all, right?
So here's the deal. He missed his very first kick, which was a PAT, and we're like, ah! Like, we just get this guy. The very first time he touches boot to ball, it's a miss. It happens to be a PAT. It doesn't cost us anything as far as a win or anything. But he has not missed a field goal, knock on wood. So,
Eddie Money.
Yeah, he has not missed.
I met Eddie Money. I met the real Eddie Money after the Music City Miracle game.
You met Eddie Pinero?
No, I met Mr. Two Tickets to Paradise. Two Tickets to Paradise. I met him after the Music City Miracle game. Keep in mind, me and my buddies were 21 years old. We were completely wasted. We had our shirts off, running around insane. And so it's just like, hey, let me introduce you guys to Eddie Money. And we're all like, cool, see ya. Really not knowing anything, because it was like I couldn't tell you who Eddie Money was when I was 21 years old. I didn't get back into classic rock and all that until I was older. I was still like full gangster rap at that point, but it was like, all right, cool, yeah, who gives a fuck? Titus just did the Music City Miracle. We're hanging out with the players and shit in the tunnel. Like, I'm sharing the food here with freaking Tony Dorsett. Like, it was wild, pretty wild. But I do think it's cool as hell to meet Eddie Money in real life, and really not even know who he was at the time.
That's wild. Yeah, not as
wild.
It
was a wild time. Music City Miracle was wild times, man. Wish we could see that again. Wish that'd be nice. I don't know what it's like to feel like that again.
Scoring a couple of touchdowns would be okay at this point.
It's
every time I go to the grocery store, they have this section where they have these Titans plates and cups, and they are full. It's like completely full every time I go. No one is buying them, And then there's one of them that says touchdown on it. And I'm like, yeah, right. That's not happening. I'm not seeing that,
Yeah.
It's that white powdery stuff.
Yeah, we're averaging like.
That's the Chicago Bears joke that I always see in Facebook groups. Like,
it's usually Raiders on my end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just terrible. All right, let's get us out of here on this. Let's bring it back to the NBA and go around the room in the quad box and give our pick to click. Remember, we did this last year. Our pick to click is not our home team, as we know what teams we kind of are our home teams that we'll always love, but the team that we're like, okay, they don't suck, and I kind of like what they're doing. They're fun to watch, and as long as they're not playing my team, I hope they do well. I will start as I live in Indiana, the Yesers. I will stick with the Pacers. I'm going to follow them and honestly head to a few games, I think, with my party bus company and see the Warriors at least for sure and make some money doing it. That can't hurt, right? Make some money going to NBA games. So I'm going to go with the Yesers. Memphis J, who you got?
I'm going with the Knicks. If they can get everybody healthy for too long, I think they got a good chance of going a long way.
I got Jalen Brunson on fantasy.
I like Brunson. I like Cat. I like the new. I call him the new look Knicks.
Lefty swag. Do you like Cat on the antics? Hey boys.
I like Cat on the Knicks. I did not like him on the Timberwolves at all. I think.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. He's grown on me a little bit with the antics. I think it's.
Oh,
but he's played better. He's
on Broadway.
He's been on the Knicks.
Yeah.
I think he's a better fit there.
At least he's not grabbing people's dicks on the bench like Dwight Howard,
Or is he?
It's really weird when he was doing that.
He's more subtle when he does it.
Yeah.
Adam, are you trying to tell us something? You've made a lot of jokes this episode. It's a safe space, my man. Come on out.
Yeah,
He's leaving a
it's
breadcrumb trail of the gayness over here.
Hansel and Gretel over here.
not that there's anything wrong with that.
Are you? Do you
Um,
identify as Hansel or Gretel?
I identify as sexy. Um,
My God,
who who is your pick to click,
talk
Ti?
about doubling down, man. Um, my pick to click is the Disney World Orlando Magic. I am taking Miles's pick to click from last season and making it my pick to click. Mainly
After
because of
Memphis
one.
Jay took yours. Got it.
That's right.
We're
Mainly
going
because
around
of
here.
one thing and one thing only. They got my man Desmond Bain. I love Desmond Bain. He was my second favorite player on the Grizzlies. I love how dude just pulls up to half court with those Raptor/T-Rex arms and just drains
Dude,
threes.
yeah, it looks weird.
Yeah, he's just so built. And then for
Stop
Orlando,
lifting weights. You're done.
yeah, Orlando rolls him out with the promos wearing the Bane mask from Dark
Yeah.
Knight. I mean,
Yeah,
how
that
awesome is
was-
that? And why didn't Memphis ever do that? Like I did it, I photoshopped it all the time, but why didn't Memphis do that? But you know, it's like when they showed him his introductory video when he went to Orlando. He was like they're showing him like the office and the locker room. He's like, oh wow, this is a lot different than Memphis. You know, like well yeah, you got that Disney money, and one Memphis is Memphis. Let's be real, we love it.
Right.
Or well, Memphis Jay and myself love Memphis. The few times I've been there, I've enjoyed it a lot, and Memphis Jay is from there, so it's a soft spot in our hearts. But we also love Mr. Desmond Bain, so I am going to Orlando Magic. And plus, they already had a good team before they brought him on. They did give up a lot for him, which is why the Grizzlies made that move. Because my God, they gave up a lot. But hey, you know, anytime that one of your favorite players goes to another team, you want them to, you know, do well as long as it doesn't affect your team. And considering that Orlando's in the East, you know, doesn't really bother the Grizzlies too much, except for their head-to-heads. So I'll be rooting against them in the head-to-heads, but for the most part, I'd like to see Desmond Bain have a good season. I think he had 23 in his debut, and two of the other starters I think had like 25 and 30 or something. So I mean, they've got a good little squad. So we'll see how far it can take them. I always kind of joke on the East about we call it the least. So we'll see. It's like in the West, you have to win 60 games to make the playoffs. In the East, I feel like sometimes you can sneak in there with like 47 wins, you know?
Yeah,
So,
19.
Yeah, you can get the 8th seed or play in the play-in tournament with like 47 wins.
The 9 seed, yeah. That's 10.
Yeah.
All right, Miles, that leaves you.
So we got 2 West, 1 East, and I am rocking a Chicago Bulls jersey tonight. So naturally, I'm not taking the Chicago Bulls. Going back out west, the Portland Trailblazers now no longer having to deal with their
That's
head
not
coach
your
because
pick. That is
he decided to play Monopoly at McDonald's. If you don't understand that reference, go watch McMillions on HBO Max because that is crazy.
It's a great great documentary.
Yeah. Even more crazy is everything going on in the league right now. But my real pick is here in the state of Texas, and unfortunately, it's not the Mavs. Wemby, San Antonio Spurs did a number on them a couple nights ago, and even though the Dallas Maverick fans thought they were going to be cute, and when the national anthem's going, they're saying, and the flag was still there. Debut night was okay. He went 10-10, but damn it, Wemby went
double.
off. Yeah, it's a double at Whataburger. It's the Whataburger type stat line right there. But Wemby and the Spurs are going to be my pick to click for the 25-26 season.
All right.
I'm glad, Miles, that you mentioned Whataburger there because it just reminded me the last Titan game I went to, they passed out some cards for a free Whataburger. So at least I got something. I need to go cash that in.
At least you got something. No, it's
better than a swift kicking ass with a steel toe boot
or donkey butt. All right. The last thing, actually to get us out of here, is question of the week. So, Memphis J, we'll fill you in what we said on Monday, and we'll end with you. But the question of the week was, if you're going out and to a spot that has karaoke, are you A, actually up there singing, or B, making fun of the people who suck while doing it? And if you are up there, do you have a go-to song? So I'll start, and then Miles, and then Ti, and we'll end with Memphis J, so that he has time to think about it, because the other boys probably had time to get theirs together. So I will say that I am absolutely an entertainer. The microphone loves me, as you all well know. So my go-to also, Miles knows this, on the wedding that didn't take. He has one of those, as do I. That I sang this very song, and it's gonna be Toto Africa, and I do hit the high notes. Thank you, and you're welcome. So I will say I absolutely will do the karaoke. I'll do Green Day, Backstreet Boys, Stone Temple Pilots, Beatles, Ice Cube, Eminem and Dre. Pretty
Spice Girls.
eclectic. Yes. Red Hot Chili Peppers, yes. Oasis, yes. Um, Celine Dion, no. So
Nobody wants
those
to hear
are.
Wonderwall. Nobody wants Wonderwall.
I said maybe. So
Definitely, maybe.
so yeah, but I will say Africa,
Well done.
Toto is one that's not done a lot, so it usually brings the house down. Um, so yeah, that is me. What did I say the order was? Miles next.
It's your one loyal
I'm
friend
concussed.
that try,
Concussed. I don't remember.
tries to be the fan. Adam thinks he's got a lot of them, but I'm just the supportive friend saying, "Good job up there, buddy." Well, I said we've had many a night there. Adam's not a half-bed singer, but I have also spent many a drunken afternoon on Saturdays hitting Bohemian Rhapsody at random weddings. It goes over very well, and the
Fair.
people appreciate that I know every single nonsensical word to that damn song. It
He's
is
just a poor boy.
fantastic.
Nobody loves him.
From a poor family.
Yeah.
Spare me my life from this monstrosity.
All right. So easy
If you're
come,
gonna-
easy go, Ti.
If you're gonna spew into this.
Do the do.
No, I love karaoke, but as in the same vein as Memphis J, we both are, former performers, and Memphis J's a DJ. So like we are very comfortable with being on stage and on the mic. I was in a hip hop cover band for about 3 or 4 years. I think I've shared the name before. If not, I'll share it again because it's brilliant. You've heard of Bachman Turner Overdrive. Well, our band name was Ike Turner Overdrive. And we would do anything from, it was mostly like, 80s, 90s kind of hip hop, anything from, but we would do some new stuff like Ludacris and Kanye, but mostly it was Dr. Dre, Beastie Boys, stuff like that. But it was full band and it was awesome. So I love doing karaoke any chance I get. I don't consider myself a singer, so I never really go singer routes. I always go hip hop choices. Probably my 3 favorite to do are Gin and Juice, Young MC, Bust a Move, and really anything Eminem, because a lot of people don't really know how hard Eminem stuff is until you actually do it.
I know.
And
I know.
we did. I used to do, I did Without Me a lot is good because it's hype and it's fast, but the palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. That one I used to do in our cover band, and I did the full thing. Me and the MC didn't switch it back up. And so those are always fun, but my go-to definitely is Young MC, Bust a Move. I have done that, I think, 4
You say
times.
Nido and take your libido and move to the yeah.
Like the first time I ever did karaoke, I was in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. My wife and I were heading out on the strip just to go have some fun. This is long before kiddo was born, and we had about an hour to spare before we were going out. And we were in the elevator, and it was like, "Hey, bar's open, karaoke's going on." And we went down there, and it was a bunch of like old people. And I got a drink, and I started looking at the karaoke thing, and I was like, "You know what? I think I'm gonna do karaoke." My wife was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah," because we went down there, Adam, to make fun and laugh.
Yeah, fair.
And I did Young MC, and that whole place of senior citizens got up. They were dancing. You would think that they were at a Young MC concert. One lady looked at my wife, pointed at me, and then pointed at her crotch, literally, and then pointed back at my wife and was laughing. And my wife was like, "I don't know what that lady just said, but I think that senior citizens just said she wants to have sex with you." And then one night at a bar, I was with all my buddies from work. my old job, where I used to work before I was let go, unfortunately, after 4 years of service. But that's okay. It happens to the best of us. But
And the least of us in this case.
I did it, and none of them even knew I ever rapped. And just tore the house down. We were at Santa's Pub. Rest in peace, Santa. A Nashville staple.
Santa,
And,
I know him.
Yeah, not that Santa, but he looks just like Santa. But he has
Oh, the
passed away.
Grinch.
Santa's Pub is a top place in Nashville. It's a little dive bar trailer where they do karaoke. It's cash only bar. All they have is just like beer. It is just, but it has one rule, and one rule is no cussing. So that's why Young MC Bust a Move took precedent there. And my work buddies just lost it. And one of the guys was like, "Hey man, you should get up there and like freestyle some stuff." And there's that interlude part in Bust a Move, and I started like freestyling and doing the put your hands in the air, all this, and man, people were going nuts. People were coming up afterwards. It was like, again, it just gives you that feeling where you're like, oh man, I'm a fucking rock star, So gin and juice,
But you couldn't
Bust a
say that
Move.
in there.
Yeah, I can't say that at Santa's Pub,
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
I love
T.I.
that.
Yeah, T.I., now you being a South Park guy, if you would have forced us to guess the name, I would have thought the name of your rap group would have been the Emancipation Proclamations. I couldn't even say it straight there.
Yeah.
No, it was actually Faith Plus One,
Just come on over.
trying to get
Dark,
they
man.
don't want the platinum album, they want the Myrrh album.
Nailed it.
But
What about you,
Memphis
Memphis?
J rounded out for us.
Yeah.
Memphis J's
All right.
usually
I
the
don't know
guy
how I-
DJing. He's usually the guy DJing, putting the karaoke on.
Yeah, that's why it's tough. I don't know if I can top yours. I don't have old ladies in the eaves waiting to knock it out when I get done. No, actually, I did for a short period here host a karaoke night. I DJ'd at a strip club years ago, and that closed around like 2010 with the downturn in the recession and stuff.
As it should have.
And then a couple of years later, the guy who owned the strip club in Nashville opened a barbecue restaurant in Murfreesboro. So I kind of helped DJ a few of his like bike nights, and then later on he started doing karaoke, and I got brought in to help with that for a little bit. So no, a lot of times in those cases, I found myself behind the computer still kind of DJing and laughing at the people doing the karaoke.
Yeah.
But if I get the chance, I will sing. I will say if I had the other guy in the hip hop group with me, we were always really good at nailing regulators down. That's just
I'm down for
classic.
that.
And you really got to have two people that are
Right.
committed to each of the parts.
I'm
And,
the X
we had our
Factor. I
little
can do
switch up.
both. I can do either one you
Yeah.
want to go. I can literally do it. So
Well, see-
I got your back.
That's my problem when it comes to karaoke is that like the stuff that I really want to do never goes over that well because I'm trying to do it by myself. I don't always have the support. Like the weird songs I like are like Bad Boys by Inner Circle is one of my all-time favorite songs. So I love to do it if the moment was right. Or
That's
Here
your
Comes the
stripper
Hot Stepper.
dance song.
Um
Yeah, that's your
no,
stripper
that is
dancer song.
Sweet Dreams Are Made of This. Sweet Dreams Are Made of This. That's my but no, the Eni Kamosi, Here Comes the Hot Stepper. And that
Come
one's
the hot
impossible to
stepper.
do by
Word
yourself.
up.
Word 'em up.
It's the lyrical gangsta.
Word up.
You gotta have a whole crew with you. So
Still
if
love
I
me
had
like
anybody
that.
else with me,
Excuse
Nah,
me.
nah,
I'll
nah,
put
nah,
a
nah, 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 nah,
I'm gonna bring it
nah,
all the
nah,
way
All
nah,
right.
nah.
new
I'm
new
gonna say
episode.
Radiohead creep.
So, yeah, Memphis J, if I'm not mistaken, you were DJing at Deja Vu, right? Isn't that where you were at? Weren't you at Deja Vu?
I was at
Oh, it's
Anthony.
called.
Anthony's.
It's
That's
called
right.
Faith.
Show
I think that
Anthony's-
was called Faith Plus One.
Yeah, Anthony's Showplace. That's right, Anthony's Showplace. Oh yeah, that what a seedy little establishment.
Episodes of Sports Idiot Nation are coming to you as always every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Catch Memphis J and Hoops Idiot Nation for all basketball news. Stay updated in the Cineverse, like Turtles Idiot Nation, What the Puck. We got Puck Idiot Nation. Follow all of them. Click the link for gear like this, and Your Team Sucks, of course. And I think there's like 8 other things we can cover and have a 5-hour show, but instead, like we got to get ready to watch the Blue Jays win 10-0. That's what we're making illegal bets on. So make your illegal bets on the Blue Jays. Maybe you win some money. And we will see you Monday. Thank you for watching this episode of Sports Idiot Nation. Remember, we are on all social media and on YouTube, and the podcast can be found on Spotify and Apple Podcast. Remember, new episodes are every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And remember, because you watch Sports Idiot Nation,
you would be the smartest idiot in the whole world.